What is going on YouTube? It is your boy Tropical NHL back at it again for a brand new Habs related video. Today we're going to be talking again about the NHL entry draft that's coming in less than 2 weeks, but we're going to be talking about it in some other ways. We're not going to be talking about prospects. We're not going to look at draft lists. We're not going to look at mock drafts. We are going to talk about a potential trade involving the Montreal Canadiens. It's been reported on Twitter that the Canadiens are apparently trying everything they can to get their hands on the 4th overall pick from the San Jose Sharks. So yeah, before getting into the details of this, I invite you guys to subscribe if you haven't already. I mean, we're trying to get the 4K subscribers before the draft. I'll be making a huge live stream on draft day, 12-hour long stream, talking with special guests. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you don't want to miss that live stream and all the videos I'm going to make daily talking about the Habs and the NHL, I strongly invite you to subscribe and turn on post notifications, as well as the like button. Let's try and get 100 likes on this video. That would be amazing. So yes, there's been a rumor that started on Twitter today because there was an article written by Alexandre Gascon on Twitter. Here's the article in question on Radio-Canada, the Canadiens, the 5th pick, and the chaos of the draft. And in that article, Alexandre Gascon suggested this. Right now, the Canadiens are doing everything they can to try to get up to 4th. They are very aggressive. Is it because of Will Smith? Maybe. At the same time, if it's Leo Carlsson, they will be as happy. Drop the source familiar with the matter. Like he mentioned in the article, apparently the Montreal Canadiens, via a source of his that's apparently very familiar with the matter, the Habs are trying to get their hands on the 4th overall pick from the San Jose Sharks. We reported it a couple of days ago on a video that apparently the San Jose Sharks are really high on Will Smith. Apparently, he is the target of the San Jose Sharks for the upcoming draft. And Kent Hughes was his coach not even 2 years ago when he was 15 years old. And he knows the family, he knows the guy really well, so it would be pretty fair for him to try and draft the kid. I mean, you could see him at the draft combine. When he was talking about Will Smith, he had stars in his eye. He praised him for 3 days straight, and he really loves the kid. So it would make a lot of sense for the Habs to make a trade happen to draft Will Smith. Like he said, if the Columbus Blue Jackets end up selecting Will Smith at the 3rd overall, you're going to end up with Leo Carlsson at 4th overall, and it's a really good scenario. So maybe trying to package the 5th overall pick with the 31st overall pick with maybe a prospect to try and land the 4th overall would be a pretty good idea. Like we all know, the top 4 of this draft is above everyone else. I mean, you can include Mishkov in that, but judging his situation, he's not in the same conversation. When you're talking about the top 4, we're talking about Bedard, Fantilli, Carlson, Will Smith. Those guys are going to all be superstars in the National Hockey League, and they're going to have an impact on your team in the next 2 years. I mean, Bedard, Carlson, and Fantilli are most likely to make the jump as soon as next season in the NHL. And as for Will Smith, he's probably going to play 1 season in the NCAA and make the jump at the end of the season. So if you're drafting one of those 4 guys, you're practically guaranteed, adding a superstar, an offensive superstar in your lineup in the next 2 seasons, which is a big bonus. I mean, I really like Ryan Leonard, but he's not at the same level. He's going to be a really good first line player, but he's not going to be that superstar caliber player that could get 100 points. So yes, I'd be ready to give out a pretty high value for the Habs to get the 4th overall pick. I mean, drafting either Will Smith and Leo Carlsson would be really huge for the Habs rebuild. If they stay at the 5th overall, it's guaranteed that those guys are going to be gone, and they're going to have to take the decision on taking or passing on Mishkov, and they're really high likely to pass on him. So they would be ended up selecting a guy like Bacher, a guy like Ryan Leonard. Both of them are really good players, but they're not at the same caliber that the guys that would be drafted in front of them. So yes, I don't know if Alexandre Gascon's sources are really reliable, but when you look at it, even without sources, it makes sense. He said as well in the article, it wouldn't surprise me that much. It would make sense given Kent Hughes' relationship with Will Smith. Like I said, Kent Hughes loves Will Smith. He coached him not even 2 years ago. He knows the guy really well. He even said that he talked with his parents during the combine. So yes, Kent Hughes has a big favorite in this draft, and his favorite is Will Smith. And looking at the trade he made so far in his GM career, I mean, he doesn't look like a guy that hesitates that much to make big trade happens. So if he gets the opportunity, I'm practically 100% confident that he's going to do it. And we have this mock trade idea coming from William LeBlanc Twitter to San Jose, 5th overall pick, 31st overall pick. To Montreal, 4th overall pick. If the Sharks are pretty high on Mishkov or Reinbacher, it's a no-brainer. You get the player you want plus an additional first rounder. On a Habs perspective, it allows you to secure Will Smith. And then he added up, of course, this all depends on how high they are on Will Smith. This scenario is probably unlikely though. So yes, it's unlikely to happen. I don't think that the Canadiens will make this deal happen with both the 5th and the 31st. They would probably have to have the prospect in that deal. But if I'm Kent Hughes and the Montreal Canadiens to get the opportunity to select a guy like Smith or Carlson, I'm definitely doing it. Take Machar, take Sean Farrell, take any guys you want. If they want the 5th overall, the 31st, and a prospect in that pool, I'm definitely doing it if I'm Kent Hughes. I mean, Will Smith just had an absolutely amazing season playing with the national development team in the USHL. 60 games, 51 goals, 76 assists for 127 points. He is in the top 5 for the most points in USHL history with the national development team. So definitely Will Smith would have an impact almost immediately with the Montreal Canadiens, and he would be that offensive superstar, cover athlete, boy type of guy. That would work really well with Cole Caulfield in the future. Just imagine having a 1-2 punch of Nick Suzuki and Will Smith down the middle with guys like Sofkovsky, Caulfield, Kirby Dach on the wings. Personally, I would be more ready to see a trade like this happen. Habs trading the 5th overall with another pick and some prospects to the San Jose Sharks for the 4th overall so we can guarantee getting Will Smith. Then the Habs trading for Pierre-Luc Dubois and signing him for $9 million AAV. I mean, making a trade happen for the 4th overall would be probably similar to the value we would need to give out to get Pierre-Luc Dubois. And I'm definitely taking Will Smith before Pierre-Luc Dubois, so it's a no-brainer for me. If they want 5th overall, 31st overall, 37th overall in a prospect, I'm doing it. You won't have the chance to select a guy like Will Smith twice. Like, he is an absolutely amazing player. Like I said, probably top 3 best player to ever play in the USHL with the national development team. He is that type of guy. He is a better version of Trevor Zegras. So you can't really pass on the dude. The dude is going to get 100-point seasons. That's practically sure. And since Kent Hughes knows him really well, he loves the guy, I'm practically guaranteed that this source is right and the Canadiens are doing everything they can to make a trade happen. It doesn't mean that it will happen, but they're trying to make it happen. And I would definitely be ready to see something like that. It would be so hyped to see that happening on draft night. So yeah, would you guys do it? 31st overall, 5th overall, 37th overall, or a prospect for 4th overall so we can get guaranteed on drafting either Carlson or Smith? Let me know in the comments below. It's been your boy Tropical NHL. Subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, share, do anything as you want. Join the Discord. The link is in the description. And I'll see y'all later for another video. Have a nice rest of your day and bye-bye.